Okay, so I wanted to come on here and say a little something. I wanted to do a video that kind of goes into what I was saying beforehand, which is I wanted to do something that just went into depth as, oh, you know what? I wasn't even looking at the. Okay, let me start that over. Looking at this. I always forget. I'm looking into the screen or I'm looking into the. Anyway, I'm looking in the correct place now. Okay, so I just wanted to go over and go deeper into just explaining what I meant by things change over the passage of time. And, the times are changing, as Bob Dylan said, and how this is basically this, white supremacist, black person is oppressed, victimhood, all that type of thing, how that's all just a game being played. Um, so I really wanted to speak a little bit about how this game is played. If you are not familiar with uh, the back and forth of what's occurring, let me clue you in. So, yes, about years and years, hundreds of years before, some laws were passed, and white people in this country were able to have a lot of things and privileges that black people didn't have access to. Now, those were not laws passed by those specific white people because a lot of them, they weren't rich. So there you have it. That happened, laws were passed, they were not in the black person's favor, they were in the white person's favor, and it made it look like, oh my God, white people are so great, and black people suck. Over time, you have this sort of stigma going on in the mind of people, even outside looking in, like, oh, this is how things are. And then, a couple hundred years pass, and well, oh, the white people, they're bad now. They're white supremacists. They're this and that. And black people, they're victimized. So let's do some things to lift them up out of their situation. Give them affirmative action and give them a whole bunch of scholarships more than anybody else. Give the minorities a whole bunch of scholarships and change the laws so that it benefits black people. So now we're in that stage where it's kind of at a flipped juncture. So now a lot of black people, young people, and some older people are saying a lot of hateful things in the media, and they think that time is always going to remain standing still, but it's not. So right now, you have a lot of people that are doing that, not just black, other minorities as well, and even some white people that have drunk the Kool-Aid. So right now in the country, there's a huge amount of discrimination toward white people right now, and black people, and the LGBT community and the trans community are just being propped up, like just propped up, and that's what's happening. A lot of stores, employment agencies, companies, schools are being really, really discriminatory to white people. So that's what's happening. So you have this black superiority, this gender superiority, this trans superiority happening currently. So a lot of people are using that as an excuse to say whatever they want on TikTok and social media without having the knowledge that uh, it's going to change in the future. This is not always going to remain the same. It's a game. So let's just pretend it's days. So yesterday, white people were being given all these things, these privileges and what have you. Now today, black people, minorities, trans people, gender identifying people are being given these privileges, and white people are down here. So tomorrow, do you know what's going to happen next? I'll give you a second to guess. Yes, that's right. White people will be the new minority, and all the minorities will be the new superiority. And what do you think's going to happen then? You see, the ball's going to keep getting passed back and forth. How long do you think you can keep getting these special privileges and saying all these things about these people until the ball gets handed back to you. And now you're the bad guy. You didn't think about this, did you? You didn't think about the long-term effects of all this privilege, because all that's just not free. That's not free. All that funding, all the CRT that's being pushed in schools, federal funding, all that stuff's not free. Somebody paid for that. Somebody is paying so that you can be at the top of the media broadcast. You can be at the top of the social media in the public's eye. Somebody is paying for you to do what they want you to do. So today, victim, tomorrow, oppressor. And then you have to suffer the consequences of everything you said before, the previous day. And yeah, these are days, but this is years out. It doesn't matter. 10, 20, 50, 100. Your children will be suffering for your transgressions today. So that's what's going to happen. And what you need to understand if you want to break this cycle is that this is just a game that's being played. The two opponents are basically white and minority. That's the boxes they put you into. The game is a ball being passed to you. Somebody becomes the oppressor one day, another person becomes the victim the other day, and that's how the game is played. If you want to win, join hands over the goalposts, victim and oppressor, and turn your eyes over to the ones managing the game. The media, government institutions, politicians, corporations. Figure out where the money's coming from. Figure out why they want you to hate your neighbor so much. And then you'll be getting somewhere. Then you'll win this game. That's all it is. Surprised you haven't realized that yet. That's it.